And welcome back, folks. Game number 3 about to take place here at the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus. This is the HoopSeen Florida Jam out in Wesley Chapel, Florida. State championships are being determined in today's matchups. As you already saw there, Amari Brooks getting on the board early for a district elite squad that we did not see in yesterday's Day 1 tournament. We did, however, see the Southwest Florida team that was very strong, very quick, and could shoot threes very well. I'm Billy Adams, alongside my co-host Michael Zanetti, who is also our cameraman for today, and alongside our producer in Jonathan Torres. So far, Mike, the matchups have been good, but just still kind of lopsided in some regard.
I mean, yeah, there's not much else you could say there, Billy. There's another 3, take the lead 5-3. But, I mean, we're going to see some more competitiveness in terms of these games. We've seen a lot of games get out of hand quicker in the first half. The team's just pulling away, but now that we're to the second game of the tournament, should see a lot more evenly matched teams going head-to-head.
And this is a more thin roster on this South Florida side, just 7 players on the roster, so 5 starters and 2 reserves. Going to see if fatigue could be setting in. While it's a bigger roster for this district elite side, they got about 11 or 12 different players that they can rotate through. As you see one of them rotating through on the basket, that's Ozzie and Blyden. So Ozzie and Blyden on the board early, one of those starters in today's contest, alongside guys like Gabriel Rodriguez, you see out there in the number 9 slot, the number 0 spot in Amari Brooks as well, number 4 in Darius Yannick, and also number 5 in Tyler Williams. Those are your starters for the district elite squad. As we see that shot off the mark, but it doesn't matter because it's a travel.
Correct. That's good analysis, Billy.
Thanks. I try. Some days we try. We try to analyze things correctly. But in terms of what we're looking at on the other side, however, nonetheless, we gave you the starting lineup for the district elite side. On the other side for Southwest Florida, we got Jaheim Jones out there alongside Josiah Marina Cabrera. Owen Shalone, number 8, starting. He had a big game yesterday. Zachary Barker as well, and Miguel Gonzalez. As you see, a late foul call there in the box, and it should result, I believe, in a trip to the line. No, that's going to be a foul on the floor.
It's actually a jump ball.
Oh, it's a jump ball. I didn't even see the thumbs. This is what happens when you get rosters 10 seconds before the game starts. Shout out to the coaches.
That's why I'm here.
Because, you're writing stuff down, you're getting players' names down. But now we're in sync. Williams, though, not in sync with that shot as it's off the mark. And the Southwest Florida squad will retain. The other Southwest Florida squad unsuccessful earlier in their affair with the Jaguars. So this one trying to make up for brand representation, obviously. Still played a really good game, just did fall short against a very quick Jaguar team. And right now, from what it seems like, Mike, both of these teams actually, they're taking their time. They're running half-court sets and not really having to push the pace too hard.
It's been interesting. I'm still trying to really figure out what defense they are running, but not a great shot there.
Not a great shot. Back the other way is Barker, but Barker with early pressure there from Tyler Williams. Under 13 minutes remain. It's a 7-3 advantage. This district elite squad already firing off early thanks to Darius Yannick and Tyler Williams as well. There's a 3 from Gonzalez, and Gonzalez needed that, and we have a timeout on the floor. And post 3-point attempt made by Miguel Gonzalez, it's going to result in a timeout coming from the Southwest Florida side. So again, the Southwest Florida squad Sorry, a little confusion there, but nonetheless, the Southwest Florida squad down by 1 after an early start. They're coming from the district elite side. Again, Anthony Drain and Carter Ruffino, are the 2 reserves on the Southwest Florida squad. And again, Amari Brooks, Darius Yannick, and Tyler Williams getting on the board early, but under 13 minutes remaining. This is a bit of a different characteristic of style game, I think, that we have seen all day, because all these 2 games that we've seen, it's been pushing the pace, making a run, but these 2 teams are really taking their time getting up the floor and also running half-court sets that we have not seen, which has contributed some efficient scoring so far.
Listen, District Elite's been playing well. 7-6 game. It's still early, right? But I like the timeout, get a little settled down here. As far as the defense for District Elite, they've been doing kind of like a 3-2 trap. And I'm just, again, early in these games, you're asking me about the teams, and as I'm processing it, so it's just fun to watch. A delay a game.
So it looks like, yeah, we have a delay a game. I don't know if I heard that correctly.
On white 4?
Yeah, I think I heard white 4. I'm not sure why the delay a game is. It's white 4, obviously. I'm not sure as to the reasoning. But I'm sure we'll find out.
The only thing I can think of, and we've seen it in past tournaments, they're very strict on these 30-second timeouts.
Yes.
Now, normally that doesn't go to a player. However, that's the only time you see a warning for like a delay a game because they're taking too long out of the timeout.
Well, I was going to say, too, I was about to mention, this timeout did feel awfully long. So just taking their time, I guess. Nonetheless, it is a delay of game warning. And we are back in play. That shot off the mark there by what looked to be Gabriel Rodriguez, but he will get a trip to the line, and that is thanks to a foul committed by Josiah Cabrera. It'll be his first team foul, and the first foul of the morning for either team.
This is the first time in the tournament I'm kind of seeing two different defenses run. Not only is like Elite running like a 3-2 trap, and they're kind of got their own identity, but Southwest Florida is in a box and one, if I'm not mistaken. They have one guy on the outside and then 4 guys playing zone coverage, 2 on the elbow up top and 2 on the bottom blocker. So very interesting, 2 different styles of play, and we'll see if it pays off. I mean, the defense, we talked about how it wins games, and this will be crucial.
So here we go, folks. 1 free throw attempt was made. It's a 2-point-1 possession game up top. It's Gonzalez working. Kicks it out. There's the long bomb from Shalone. And hello, it's Shalone on the board. It's a 9-8 advantage for Southwest Florida. Up the floor we go. It's going to be Rodriguez. Nice pressure coming from Cabrera. Cabrera trying to take it away. And already, it's not a full court press, but kind of a 3/4 type press coming from Southwest Florida. And so far, it's effective. It'll be a throw-in coming from Tyler Williams. And again, no shot clock, folks, if you're just joining us, so no need to worry. They got plenty of time. They got all the time in the world, but no time being wasted. South Florida going up and going in. It'll be Cabrera going to the line after the most recent shot attempt, as we have a foul on the floor from the shot, and it is on number 0 in Amari Brooks.
All right, completely unrelated. But so I've done some extensive research on that last possession. It looked to be in a 2-3, actually. But one of the guards is just higher up, so it threw me off a little bit. But that's what they're looking at for the Southwest Florida team. You're looking at a decent defense. It's just some players are out of position in terms of where the 2-3 should normally line up. So I was a little confused there. But both great defenses, and then you send another guy to the line, get the offense to go to work.
So 1 for 2 trip, but the offensive board remains in possession of Southwest Florida. They're going to reset up top here. It's Gonzalez up top, guarded by Rodriguez. Gonzalez floats it up. Too strong. Rebound. Going up. And unable to get it. That was Jaheim Jones, and he should be going to the line.
They called a foul there. It looked like when he went up, he touched the ball. So I would argue that might be a jump ball, but I guess there was contact on the low. So, yes, that's what the official was saying, that he got an arm on his body while having a hand on the ball. So the foul was there, not in time. So early foul before the block.
That foul was on Darius Yannick, his first. So that's the second team foul of the half for this squad. Nonetheless, missed free throw. It's still 10-8, 11:28 remains, and still anyone's ball game here in half number 1. Second attempt is true for Jaheim Jones. He had a strong performance yesterday. He had 10 points and 11 rebounds in the first game that we watched him play in. So very strong player, very poised player, and also is one of the bigger individuals on the floor, so it could be an advantage, especially as we move later into the game. Here's a steal. Gonzalez and Cabrera working in hand. Barker with a shot. And Shalone finishes the deal. It's Barker, Gonzalez finishing up the deal with Owen Shalone.
That was a beautiful shot right there, right through the net.
Ortiz up top. That's Romeo Ortiz, who checked in most recently. Ortiz is guarded by Barker. And that is a turnover, costly. Actually, it's a timeout, correction.
He got the timeout. It looked like it went off the foot. I don't know if he got it in time, but
I thought it went off the foot, and
I
it was
heard
a turnover.
timeout, so they gave him his timeout, but now they're going to talk it over. Was it in time or not? That's going to be interesting where they put that ball.
I mean, unless they want to use our replay system, which I'm not sure if we have or not, but unless they want to use that, I don't think they're really going to have to discuss much. The call they make is the call they make.
Play it back.
Yeah, anybody got an eidetic memory in here? I want to tell us exactly what happened bit by bit? Or no, you know what? I'm sure a mom somewhere out there, you know the moms are recording these days on their phone. They're going to be like, excuse me, ref, I got it. But shout out to all the parents that support Florida Athletics Network and all these kids. Phenomenal talent being displayed all weekend long. It's a 14-8 ball game. We've seen some of the best. We've seen some downfalls of some teams, but nonetheless, everybody's showing their best. Everybody playing hard, and everybody, more importantly, putting on a show this entire weekend. And we've got more basketball all the way up until 4 p.m. today when our final game tips off. Right now, though, District Elite trying to find themselves a win against a strong Southwest Florida squad. It's very difficult, though. Southwest Florida, despite being narrow on the roster side, they are wide in depth in the range of play. 10.5 remaining. Here comes District. It'll be Brooks up top, working. And Blyden loses the handle. Barker on the other end. Barker's got help. It's Cabrera. Gonzalez for three. Off the front iron, getting it back is Ortiz. Ortiz going to take it up himself. And boy, he's met by three defenders there. Finally gets some help. Going up, and Rodriguez finishes, but he'll finish with a foul. They're going to call that one on Jaheim Jones, so that's the second team foul, and the first coming on Jones. Glad to see Rodriguez get up. Took kind of a hard shot to the ground, I think.
Yeah, definitely a little shaken up. You could see he was grabbing his elbow. Hardwood floor definitely doesn't help you there. So you're going to have some, when you go up for those layups, it's going to be a hard fall. We've seen some hard falls in yesterday's tournament games. So a lot of contact, a lot of, falling hard. So you see these players fighting through it.
And he does fight through, and he is successful on the first attempt. So keeping his team within range. Remember, this started off as a 7-3 ball game. It's been an 11-2 advantage since then. 7-3 is the last time we saw really good control from District Elite. And again, an 11-4 now advantage coming for Southwest Florida. Cabrera working up top with Jones and Barter. There's a shot from Barter, a high archer. Off the mark, Gonzalez and Cabrera can't take home. Here's Rodriguez off the side iron. Blyden watches it fall out of play, and it should go back to District. And we've noticed both of these teams not particularly fast or really hard when it comes to defensive style, just kind of playing through one another's means, also making very smart plays. And again, not every game's going to be like that. It's just feeling as if that had been the trend all weekend long. Quick, precise, and just dominant defensive efforts. But right now, both teams kind of evenly matched when it comes to the scoring output. Up top, it's Gonzalez. Working, driving, trying to finish. Too strong. Blyden finally corralled in by Rodriguez. Rodriguez will take it up. He's got help from Ortiz. Rodriguez and Ortiz working in tandem. Blyden on the recipient, goes up, can't get it. Rodriguez gets the miss, going up. And finally a strong finish, and he will go back to the line. It's a nice tough play there by Rodriguez, taking contact on one end and then receiving contact once again to go back to the line. So he was one of two, actually two of two, excuse me, in his first two attempts. Has a chance to make it 2 for 3.
I know you don't believe in the announcer's jinx, but that one was something.
That one was, it was something. Hey, man, announcer's jinx doesn't affect mechanics, release. Doesn't affect any of that, all right?
You're not wrong, but It is real. It's a real thing.
11-14 is the real score, however. It's a 3-point ball game. Southwest Florida remains in control since taking the lead around the 10-minute mark. Here's Cabrera working up top. Recently checking in, that's Carter Ruffino. Ruffino had a strong performance. He had 11 points in yesterday's contest, all 11, by the way, coming in half number 2 as well. A strong six-man second-half performer. Cabrera, a nice dish on the inside, and he finds Jaheim Jones. Here comes District, trying to find a way. They're working on the outside with Tyler Edmeades. Falling away, Cabrera takes helm. He's got it with Ruffino. Ruffino goes up, goes in, tries to finish, and it falls right into the hands of Gonzalez. Gonzalez working up top. Kicks it out. Blyden takes it away. A nice steal there coming for District.
Some great defense over these last few minutes. They've had a lot of close possessions, but not many shots falling from both teams.
Hard defensive pressure coming. The pace is picking up. Gonzalez going up. Doesn't fall in, but he does get the foul to fall, and he should be able to shoot 2.
That's something we've noticed, Billy. A lot of fouls over the past few minutes and just drawing free throws, getting to the line. And I feel like it's been a tough sled for both teams in order to find some field goals in this contest. Past 3 minutes, I don't believe we've seen a field goal. There's been a lot of missed shots, scoring droughts for both teams.
Yeah, just free throws is what we've seen in the last 3.5 minutes of play. And I guess I have to pull this one out of the bag, too, to let people know this is the same Southwest Florida team that went 2 for 22 yesterday from the free throw line. Something to keep an eye on. Again, it's a different day. It's a new game.
It's still early.
And still early, and that looks true. So here comes Brooks down court. He checks in. That's Beck Chase checking in along with Amari Brooks on the floor. Brooks starting this game, getting a basket early. 6-point advantage now as District Elite looking to cut into this lead as that one goes off the front. A rebound, and Jones gets it in. Here's Ruffino. It'll be Ruffino working up top. That's Darius Yannick up top with Rodriguez to guard. Rodriguez on Rodriguez. Long 3 coming. That's Gonzalez. Rolling off the tip, and it should be with District Elite. Yeah, amazingly enough, Mike, this feels like one of the more uneventful games that we've had. Nothing enlightening happening, nothing crazy happening. It's just solid basketball.
That's what you can only look for is good defense, good offense, and you just have some passes like that. So you got to try and find a way to win, and I think that starts with not beating yourself.
Definitely. 11-17 is your score. Under 6 minutes remain now here in half number 1. Again, Southwest Florida has been in control predominantly most of this game, thanks to plays like that in Mr. Josiah Cabrera.
Close to that 10-point lead now.
Inching closer, as Mike said, and also, too, one thing to note, with under 5:40 remaining, this team that is District Elite, they have not scored in about 4 or 5 minutes' time overall, whether it's free throws or whether it's a basket. The last scoring margin we did see was from Mr. Gabriel Rodriguez making a couple free throws earlier.
Just seems like a lot of stagnant out there in terms of offense, defense. Need some life out there.
Here's a little bit of pressure coming on the inbound. Ortiz loses it. Southwest Florida corrals it in. Cabrera unable to get the handle, working with Ruffino, and it's going to go right back to District Elite. So time is winding down here again. A very uneventful first half thus far. Just fundamental basketball with a couple steals, a couple shots. Brooks with that shot. That one's short. 5 minutes remain, and it's still 19-11. It'll be Jaheim Jones alongside Mr. Josiah Cabrera on the bring up. Under 5 minutes remain now. Largest lead has been 8. It was a 7-3 advantage when all of a sudden, folks, the tides turned for Southwest. Up top, it's Brooks to guard. Cabrera working. He's been doing this all game. Trying to work with Gonzalez. Stolen and taken away. That's Beck Chase. Yannick coming back up. Kicks it out. 3. Rolls off the rim. Jaheim Jones with the board. It's back the other way. Drain now in the game. Anthony Drain, that is.
Oh, my.
And once again, stolen. A bit of topsy-turvy finishes we've seen as Tyler Williams corralled that one. It's back up the floor with Brooks. Approaching the 4-minute remaining mark, I think Williams might have stepped on the line.
Yeah, I mean, 19-11. Just got to talk about a funny story that just happened about a possession ago. 2 possessions ago. The coach for Elite said, hey, let's run 3-2. Let's go 3-2. And this Southwest Florida team, the coach was like, you know what? Let's spread it out. Let's put somebody in the corner because that's how you beat the 3-2 zone. So I just thought it was an interesting turn of events to how they slowed things down and said, all right, let's just beat the zone. So a little bit of fun there.
Game 1, it was a game of chess. This game, it's a game of cards, just trading abilities back and forth. Right now, though, a couple steals have gone in the direction of this District Elite squad, just unable to find an answer when it comes to the offensive side. Brooks, however, working and yet finding Gonzalez. In transition we go. Gonzalez goes up, and not before he draws a foul. I think it was Ortiz. So it will be a foul call coming on Ortiz. That will be his first foul. At the line now, it will be Miguel Gonzalez. He had 9 points in yesterday's affair. Made all 3 of his threes in the first half. Had a couple assists and steals as well. He's got a couple points, a couple trips to the line, and 2 steals to his name. 3:25 remains here in the first half. Second attempt on the way, and it is true for Gonzalez. Slowly but surely, the scoring drought continues to pile on here for this District Elite squad, and it'll do it once more. We are at a 6-minute scoring drought for the Elite squad since making free throws thanks to the helm of Gabriel Rodriguez. 9-point advantage, largest lead of the game. Gonzalez. I think he was just feeling that one, Mike.
Indeed he was. We have not seen too many beyond the arc shots fall today. Maybe a couple from each team, but it's been a rough day shooting from the outside.
It'll be Rodriguez working up top here with Romeo Ortiz under 3 minutes remaining. Williams in a one-on-one Gonzalez. A nice closeout coming from Drain. They'll reset up top with Chase. Beck Chase working. Another stoppage of play coming. And we have a call coming on Gonzalez. That'll be the 4th team foul. First coming from Miguel Gonzalez. Also saw another substitution. It's Blay Akaw coming in. So Blay Akaw, the number 10 spot there for District Elite. Rodriguez kicks it. Williams can't finish. Grabs his own miss. Here's the shot from Beck Chase. Williams, another offensive rebound. And for the first time in 7 minutes, folks, District Elite is on the board. Barker with a shot off the mark. Here's a fight for it. Ortiz down the lane. Kicks it to Rodriguez off his fingertips and slips back into the hands of Southwest Florida. 2:03 remains, folks. That is the 19th turnover of the half overall. It'll be Barker up top working with Gonzalez. They're going to take their time. Anthony Drain working. Shalone, he made a couple threes earlier, loses possession. Rodriguez, it's a 2-on-1. Here we go. Ortiz can't get the helm. Whistle blows, and it falls out back to Southwest Florida.
And then a very interesting first half. Not one that I think we've seen any type of style in any tournament so far. It's been such a weird kind of game where they're not being able to make shots. And the defense of Southwest Florida, you could see how dominant it is.
And the defense on the helm of District Elite has not been bad either. They forced 7 different steal scenarios. They've just not been able to get points off of turnovers to be effective so far. That's what they need to stay in contention of this game, especially if the Southwest Florida team begins to make a run. Here's Rodriguez. Going up, off-handed jumper on Rodriguez. He wanted the foul. Here's Barker. Working up top with Drain. Drain and Barker under a minute remaining here in half number 1. It'll be Gonzalez up top. Gonzalez off the mark. There's an offensive rebound. Jaheim Jones. Gonzalez wants it again. Gonzalez calling his name and putting himself up by 10. 23-13 advantage for Southwest.
And there's a nice shot that we haven't seen too often today.
Another steal. More defensive pressure coming. Barker goes up. Barker is able to finish, and he will be credited with the finish and the foul.
And quickly but surely, a 12-point lead, and they can extend. It's been, again, and I feel like maybe it's just me, but it's been a weird type of first half to where it's been long, a lot of whistles, not a lot of buckets, but a lot of free throws, and some good defense on both sides. So Southwest Florida taking advantage now with this and one.
This was the fear you would have, getting turnovers but not getting points. At some point, the team that is hot is going to get the hot hand once again. Southwest Florida finding that hot hand. How about Rodriguez, though? He finds a hand of his own, dealing some cards and dealing some shots.
Now he got some life. Trading baskets, trading and ones, if you would.
Both team matching the foul count. That's the 5th team foul coming for the Southwest Florida squad. 11 points is the advantage. A chance now to cut it down to 10. Rodriguez is true. 6 seconds remains. This should be the final possession. Gonzalez going to find a spot. Gonzalez nearly got it away and nearly got it in the basket. 26-16 advantage. And again, as Mike Zanetti described it, a weird first half. A lot of turnovers, but not a lot of points.
It's all about adjustments and how can you figure out a way to spark your offense. Some screens, some give and goes. I want to see something different. It's been a lot of moving around. So a chaotic first half to say the least.
Chaotic indeed. 23 total turnovers between two teams that did not accumulate to a lot of points off of turnovers. Curious to see if that momentum changes, and we will find that out in about 3.5 minutes time. Again, Billy Adams alongside Mike Zanetti here at the Wiregrass Ranch Sports Campus of Pasco County. We're going to take ourselves a break and be back, right here on the Florida Athletics Network. And welcome back, folks. You see the score on your screen, 26-16, and what can only be described as a bizarre first half. A lot of turnovers, a lot of steals, a lot of defense, and very little scoring. But nonetheless, still competitive first half. Southwest Florida, though, has been in control. It was a 7-3 advantage for District Elite to begin this contest, but all of a sudden, Southwest Florida, I think it just took them some time to wake up in the late morning, but nonetheless, they have. However, Mr. Gabriel Rodriguez, as you see here, has been keeping his team at bay. He's been to the line 3 times, and he'll take a 4th trip to the line with 15:34 remaining, just 26 seconds here in half number 2. So again, 10-point advantage. It looked like Southwest Florida was about to extend. Instead, Rodriguez taking that one away. And that one just off the mark. He'll have a second attempt to cut the lead down to 9. Once again, this is the Florida Athletics Network. I'm Billy Adams alongside Michael Zanetti, our producer, Mr. Jonathan Torres, our professional narcoleptic at the helm, doing his best. But 15 and a half minutes remaining here in the second half, 26-17. And right now, I think for District Elite, Mike, we just got to see some clean basketball, keeping the ball at bay, maybe make some more defensive plays like that. But when it comes to it as well, just like, it's not even the idea of scoring, it's the idea of getting the ball across half court. I think that's been their biggest issue thus far.
It's been a game, that's for sure, and we're starting to see both these teams wake up. The block's now falling into all full effect.
So it'll be Gonzalez working up top, Rodriguez to guard, getting a piece, Gonzalez getting it over, Jones going up, a block by Blyden, and a very curious call there. I thought that was a clean block.
It's like the other possession. Like, it's a little bit of contact, it's light, but it is technically a foul by the actual rule book. So,
oh man, we love a good rule book.
I'll whip out the 1,900-page monologue of he hit him on the arm. I don't know.
Yes, 1,900 pages just to tell somebody, hey, he hit him on the arm.
He technically it's like one of the other fouls. He got the ball, but he also got his arm and his leg and his midsection. So I don't know anymore.
It makes me think of that Taurine Prince interview when he was at Baylor and the reporter asked, how do you get more rebounds? And he says, well, you go up, you grab the ball. That's a rebound.
Yes.
I love that. Shout out Taurine Prince, Milwaukee Buck right now. Here goes Gonzalez, though. He's a Southwest Florida hooper, and he's fouled on the possession. It was an open foul there by Amari Brooks.
A lot of whistles throughout this game, not even first or second half, but I feel like every other possession is just boop, stoppage. So a lot of good defense, but some fouls that have been not going against either team's favor.
Right now, the only favor is a 10-point lead for Southwest Florida. But again, despite a 10-point lead, they've only scored 27 points. I mean, we saw as high in the first half yesterday as 48 points being scored in a half. So it just tells you what kind of different teams we've had all weekend long. And remember, you can take as much time as you need. No shot clock. Gonzalez goes up over 3 defenders. Jones gets it back. He's going to be fouled, and he should be at the line for 2.
More free throws. There's been a lot of them today, and you mentioned how crucial they are. You got to make free throws. They are crucial.
So 27-17, that foul was on Yannick. He's got 3 in a 10-point advantage.
That was not a jinx. That was just saying what happened yesterday. They didn't make a lot of free throws.
No, not at all. I mean, you have to mention it if it's, very obvious. 2 of 22 is not pretty. It's not pretty at all.
What percentage is that?
I mean, the first weekend we were here, the average percentage of made free throws was 45%. Yesterday, after doing the calculations at the end of the day, it was 52%. So we're better. We're better for it.
That's good. As they go out throughout the season, more and more tournaments get better and better, right?
It's just interesting to see. I know free throws are of vital importance in basketball, but it's just also interesting to see how hard they can be at any given age level. I mean, we all know Shaquille O'Neal couldn't make a free throw to save his life, and he played the game for 30 years from start to finish. So even now, it's still a difficult task 100 years later after the creation of the game. I am curious to see I watched, I think last year I went to a G League game in Orlando when the Magic, or in Lakeland when the Magic, or the Lakeland Magic and not the Osceola Magic, and they do a thing now where it's 1 free throw for every trip. So if you make the free throw, you automatically get 2 points or 3 points. I'm curious to see if that would ever become a thing.
It would speed up the game, but I feel like at the same time you can't just give 2 free throws or 2 points for 1 free throw. That's kind of crazy.
It was kind of an experiment because then it kind of skews your total points too.
Right.
I mean, you could easily miss a second attempt, but you're still getting credited for 2 points. I mean,
if you're making 1 free throw, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
No, I think you got to keep the free throws because every point counts, and when you're up 13 or 14 and you lose by 1, that free throw is evident.
Here's a steal that's evident by Jones going up is Cabrera, and he gets fouled. Another whistle call as Cabrera goes down.
So that's 8 fouls in the span of 2:50 playing in this second half.
I hope you guys enjoy our voices because you're going to hear them a lot more in this game. Oh, and by the way, 31-17 is the score. So we're closing in on a 20-point margin, and as you may know, folks, 20 points means a running clock.
I don't know if you feel this way, but I feel like teams are getting tired. For how many whistles there are, it looks like they're just moving a little bit slow and not there, if you would. Maybe it's early. I don't know what it could be.
I kind of wonder if the way these two teams are moving, if the fatigue is just setting in a little bit. I mean, it's a long day for them. That's what it looks like to me. It's a long day for them, and it's an early morning to wake up and get out here, especially if you're playing at 8 o'clock in the morning. A 16-point advantage for Southwest Florida. Cabrera going down. He got hit the same exact way and still finished the basket.
I think it's interesting. They called a lot of weird fouls in that one. There was a lot of contact.
I mean, you could hear him plop on the floor. There's a floater now from Tyler Williams.
Like I like letting them play, but sometimes there's a time to call, and other times there's a time not to call. Like, do you call every whistle?
Well, there's a time when it's a slap on the wrist, and there's a time when it's a push to the ground.
Right.
Got to find distinction there. 12 and some change remain. Gonzalez working up top. He's been strong in this contest. Some nice defensive pressure coming. That's Yannick. Brooks up top. Gonzalez for 3. Off the front iron. Fighting for it. That was close to being a foul.
I thought that was an over the back. He slapped him in the face.
Easily could have been. Instead, it's a step out of bounds, and it's back to Southwest Florida.
I don't know if it's just me, again, but I feel like this has been the most bizarre game I've seen in a while. There's been whistle left and right, shots left and right, free throws left and right, slaps that are called that people are questioning from both sidelines. So it's been pretty crazy. Unless I'm, like, Billy, are you going to say yes or no to that? I really don't know.
I think it's been weird. It just doesn't feel like a normal game this weekend. But you know what? 60-point lead. It doesn't feel weird for Southwest Florida. They're used to this territory, and they're extending that lead now thanks to a Jaheim Jones lay-in. Nice assist coming from Gonzalez. 18 points, the deficit now for Elite. That's a tough play. You can hear the coach being vocal. Just a tough play all around. 37-19 is the advantage. Here's a chance for Southwest Florida to extend to 20 to keep the clock running. Rolling off the rim. Jones keeps it alive. Gonzalez at the helm. It's back to district. Boy, the Elite just needs some kind of answer. Williams. Could he be? No. Jones. Ruffino. Stepping up. And Ruffino should be credited with the assist.
That was definitely an assist. It might not have hit anything.
And it looks like we have a foul coming on the floor. It'll be a throw-in from the side.
Block and one. No.
You would think. Getting a bit vocal over there on the district lead. You can see the
frustration just from this. This has been a very frustrating game for Elite. So I don't really know how they can bounce from it.
Not sure the clock will continue to run, though. District Elite looking for an answer now with new substitutions from start to finish. Here's Gonzalez. Jaheim Jones going up. Jones had some contact, no call. District Elite gets the ball. Miscommunication, and it's right back to Southwest Florida.
Again, like as a coach, as a ref, like watching this is like, I don't understand it.
So here we go up top, it's Barker. Barker with a drive. Left-handed finish is going to be good. How about the up and under there for Barker?
A little nifty move there. And that's what we're looking to see. Drive in the lane, good things happen, right?
Here's a three. Ortiz looking for good things. Can't find it. Nearing the 9-minute remaining mark. Here comes Drain going up. And Drain, coast to coast. Anthony Drain checking in.
I will say, Billy, that's how they got a lot of their first half points in terms of the Southwest Florida Hoops. They got a lot of turnovers, a lot of steals, and there's a foul right there. Another one. But we saw a lot of turnovers in that first half from the Elite side, and that's, again, you mentioned it, 19 of those first half turnovers, and that was kind of the game changer in terms of why the score is the way it is. And it's been, again, 19 points. They had 11 at one point. They went on like a 4 or 5 minute scoring drought, so that was a problem. And, again, just a little stagnant offense and just trying to get something going, right?
You're going to need something going here, especially when you're down by now 23 points. 8 and some change remains. Remember, if they're up by 20 plus at the 2-minute mark in the second half, which is now, that's the end of the game. So 23 points is the deficit. Southwest Florida looking to extend and buy some insurance, and they will thanks to Miguel Gonzalez. He has been a game changer this entire game.
There's been a lot of inside shots for the Hoops that have done really well.
Here's Edmeades up top. He'll work. Ortiz at hand. Aka can't get it. Blyden ends up with it. Hook shot, kind of, and the mid-air adjustment works for Blyden. Under 6 minutes remain. Gonzalez kicks it out. Rafino. How about the extra pass? They can pass it too, folks. They can rotate. Drain going up. And he'll get a foul. Drain should be at the line in this 23-point contest. So 2 shots coming now for Anthony Drain. Had a finish moments ago. He's got a couple points in this half, just a couple points in the game.
11 fouls this half. I mean, you're in the bonus now. But looking at it, it's kind of been more of a slower second half for the Hoops team. And they've gone on a little bit of a run, but that's what they're probably going to do over these next 7 minutes, or probably 5 if we have the 2-minute rule. But as a timeout is called, but they're going to slow things down. The extra passes are always going to be evident, and the biggest thing here is trying to find a way to play as a team and move the ball around, try and reignite an offense in terms of the next games of these tournaments.
46-22, that is a timeout. And again, 6:58 is on our clock, but it should be 4:58, barring any kind of change under 20 points for this District Elite squad. We've seen some frustration out of this team, and now I think just finding some rhythm in your offense, because I think the one thing we haven't gotten a lot to see today, Mike, is really what kind of sets and what kind of identity this District Elite team has. It's just been a lot of turmoil, a lot of turnovers, and just kind of some sloppy play. And not really to their unfortunate, circumstance. It's to the credit of Southwest Florida. Credit good defense where it is. Southwest Florida, just from start to finish, they're in your face. They're not making anything easy. Even simple passes, they're there. They're basically a flea to a dog. They're on you at all times. So again, under 7 minutes remaining total in this contest. 24 points is the advantage. And again, the lead continues to grow. It is the largest of the game. So here we go. Williams working inside. Blyden fighting against 2 defenders. Aka up and unfortunately misses. Here comes Drain, coast to coast once again, and he will lose it out of play as the clock continues to run. Here comes Ortiz with Aka down the floor. Ortiz made a couple nice plays in the first half. He'll look to continue. Williams up top. He's got a couple points. Here's a three from Williams. A bit strong. Barker with the board. Jones going up. Jones with the slam. Jaheim Jones waking up. He got some height on that one, Mike.
That'll bring some fire to this game. I mean, wake some of the crowd up with a little bit of atmosphere, right? That's a throwdown jam.
So Gonzalez with the steal. Ruffino. Jones again.
Oh,
he
almost
wanted
did
it again. Hey, just a little too far forward that time. Nonetheless, it's back the other way.
Saw a similar situation yesterday where it's just lobbed off the glass. One-hand jam. That was a highlight reel posted yesterday.
Here's Blyden going up against two defenders, and he'll draw the foul and visit the line.
So that's what you're trying to do. Showcase what you got. And we've seen a lot of great shooters, a lot of great dunks throughout this showcase, or qualifiers. So it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. 3 and some change remains. Blyden goes to the line. He'll make that first attempt. And I got to say, I mean, we talked about it yesterday with the 8th graders at the end of the day. When we saw some dunks, it's like, I didn't know 8th grade could do that. I still can't believe high scores this young can do that.
I can do that.
So that attempt was off the mark, but it is a 25-point advantage. Again, the largest lead of the game. It continues to grow, and the clock continues to run. Under 3 minutes remain. Williams gets back on the board. Ruffino, he'll take it up court, guarded by Ortiz there at the top of the wing. Ruffino drives, goes up, good defense, Blyden working in tangent, but I think Ortiz caught it out of bounds, and it stays with South Florida. 2 and some change remains. Up top, it's Cabrera working Edmeades to guard. It'll be Drain on the corner. A drive. Drain going up. Can't get it in, but fouled late as he took some contact. So approaching the 2-minute remaining mark. Some contact made with Aka and Ortiz in the paint leads to a Drain foul. And he'll go to the line for the second time. First attempt on the money. He made 1 of 2 earlier.
All right, Billy, serious question for you. Do you have a photographic memory?
No, why?
I just feel like for how many stats you remember at one time, I find it crazy that you've been able to do that today.
It's not a photographic memory. For some reason, doing this job and stuff like this, I can just like picture it.
Well, I know you
which is ironic.
The numbers that you pull out, I'm just like, I don't have that at the moment.
I don't know why my brain does that specifically. Maybe they can study it one day. Because it's not a photographic memory, but I can just also remember random stats for some odd reason. Here's Drain going up. That one too strong. We are approaching the 1-minute remaining mark here in this contest. Ortiz fighting for it. Ruffino, the winner of what was an absolute barn burner there in the paint. Kicking it out is Ruffino. They're going to take some time. Cabrera, Barker going up. That one just short. It rolls out of play with 40 seconds to spare.
25 to 50.
25-point lead, the largest once again of the game. Here's Ortiz up top. District Elite just looking for a couple baskets maybe. Here's Aka with Ortiz working. 20 seconds remain. Cabrera fighting. As we approach the 10-second remaining mark, this should be the last possession. It'll be a throw-in coming for Williams to cap off our contest. There it is. Ortiz fires, and that buzzer beater will end the game. So the 3 is good. 50 to 28 is your score. And Mike, after a lead early by District Elite, at the halfway point of what was the first half, it was nothing but Southwest Florida.
I mean, it was that kind of game. District Elite turned it over a lot of times. They couldn't get back. The frustration settled in. It showed. They didn't give up, but they had a lot of chances, and they just couldn't hit their shots at the end of the day. But credit this Hoops team, the Southwest Florida, they were able to do so many right things in terms of their defense, the turnovers, the fast break points, the points in transition. So a great job, but looking at it for the future, it's definitely something to learn from. Doing great stuff.
Got to give a lot of credit to the Hoops squad. Got to give a lot of credit to the Hoops squad. And talking with that coach of District Elite, just talking about his defense and how proud he was of his kids. They still should be proud. I mean, it's a long weekend. The fatigue is setting in for a lot of these athletes. Again, they are still young. They've been here all day just as we are, playing a lot of basketball. So the wear and tear will still hit no matter what age you are. And still a lot of credit. They played, they fought. And even the Southwest Florida team, I want to point out the emotion real quick. They weren't happy. They weren't celebrating. They looked dog-tired. They looked defeated even though they won, and they played really well.
It's day two.
It's
They're
day
going to
two.
feel that, especially after a whole day of basketball. You're going to feel a little bit sore. I mean, it's hard to say you're not.
And they're going to feel it, but nonetheless, they're feeling the win. It was a great performance, and they will be back for more later on in the month of May. But nonetheless, we got a long break here, 23 minutes of break before our next contest with a triple threat squad out of Miami. Nonetheless, Billy Adams alongside Mike Zanetti with our producer Jonathan Torres here on the Florida Athletics Network. We'll be back in about 20 minutes time, folks, for more right here on YouTube.